What's good, YouTube? Steel here. Full transparency, this list comes from a 1300 player tournament where this deck dominated some of the top decks in the format. And if you're interested in not only the metagame breakdown, but the run that the deck went on, feel free to check out my metagame / tournament breakdown video that I will link down below, as well as a title card up above. But this being a deck breakdown video, let's get right into it. And my first takeaway when looking at this deck list was the fact that it mirrored a lot of like the competitive decks we see currently. As if you were to squint your eyes, you're kind of able to see how this deck mirrors the evolution of like the Celebi grass decks, as they cut down on all the fluff and just focused on the two Pokemon that are going to deal damage, their finisher in the form of Darkrai, and their lead of choice, which in Dark is far more limited. Grass has the option to do either like Executor or Leafeon, but here you do Weavile with its pair of Darkrai, and you streamline this idea to the top. And on paper, if I were to make any changes to this list, would be cutting out Mars for a Dawn. In a tournament setting, Mars is very effective as it's open deck list, and your opponent's able to see that they need to respect the fact that if they hold too many cards in hand, at any moment you could trim it down. That threat tends to be more effective than the card itself. Thus, in PvP, where people are either not playing around it or not really caring for Mars, I personally believe it's better to have a pro card like Dawn that's not just a good standalone card, but has such perfect synergy with this strategy. As for what the cards do, Weavile EX might seem weak, dealing only 30 damage for 1 energy, but as soon as he starts swinging at something with damage, it swings for 70. And the fact that it does all this with just 1 energy is exactly the aggressive and low maintenance option to pair alongside Darkrai EX. Darkrai EX's Nightmare Aura deals 20 damage every time you attach a dark energy to it. That not only adds up turn after turn, but is the perfect enabler to Weavile EX. And it goes without saying that since release, Darkrai has been one of the best cards in the game. And the shift to Arceus and fighting decks doesn't take away from how good this card continues to be. When it comes to the supporters, besides the previously mentioned Mars, the list is pretty standard. Communication is a great card in decks like this that have such a precise Pokemon count, and it basically guarantees that you filter the Pokemon you have to find the exact piece you're looking for. Also, the decision to run Cape over Helmet makes perfect sense in a format that continues to see the rise of Giovanni. Thus, 140 HP isn't the number it used to be, and you're far less safe against strategies like Arceus. Regardless, there's no better way of showing you the effectiveness or ability of a deck than gameplay itself. I've been able to compile games against some of the top decks in the format that emphasize the power and consistency of this build specifically. If you enjoy the content or all things Pokemon Pocket, please consider liking and subscribing, and above all else, stay pro. Alright, we get to go first against Fighting. Okay. Fighting is one of like the more popular decks. As a whole, like clearly it's like Dialga, Arceus is #1, but then you have Rampardos, you have Gallade, you have like let's just start battle. Like all different, like I guess just Lucario piles as well. Like people just playing. Definitely research here. And we won't feed him only. At least not turn 1. And yeah, we'll just keep it there. This is a pretty good start, because then next turn we're able to start setting up Darkrai. Or we could even skip over Darkrai for a turn and go straight into swinging with Weavile. Yeah, let's go. The communication sending out the second Sneasel. It gives us a 67% chance of seeing Weavile. If it's another Darkrai, then we're kind of stuck, but can't control that. The math was in our favor, but here we are. Yeah, so this is an interesting situation where we either start setting up Darkrai or attack with the Sneasel, but then if we attack with Sneasel, we could just go blank. Had we gone in Weavile, the play gets a lot easier. Simpler anyways. Let's try this. Maybe it's a little too greedy, but I guess my thought process is if I'm able to have Weavile alive at some point, you're gonna put an energy on Sneasel, so might as well do it now. The downside, like the flip side of that, is that Darkrai, the second Darkrai gets 3 energy, you're knocking out like every fighting Pokemon they have. So we're missing out on that, but other than that, let's see where it goes. Also, we've yet to confirm. Okay, yeah, it's Gallade. That's what I was gonna say. We've yet to see if it's Gallade or I'm blanking out now. But okay, so the Pokeball guarantees the Sneasel. Might as well. Or if it was Rampardos, my bad. There you go, Sneasel. Marshadow does threaten the life of Sneasel, like immediately, but there's not much we could do to prevent that. So let's go here. All right, in a perfect world, we'd at least get 20 there. Ouch. Yeah, it's unfortunate. I didn't want the knockout, but I did want at least the chip damage of 20 so that the Darkrai could knock out, and then we could apply pressure with the backline as well. However, him only is now live. And the decks, like the Galay deck's definitely maxing out on Cyrus. It has 1 to 2 Sabrinas as well. Like they can manipulate the board like to their liking. Completely avoiding to play him only is, I mean, using the him only is definitely a choice. Not that it's wrong or anything, it's just surprising to me. They don't have Curlia, that's something to note. Because we do have the Mars play that where we could have attempted to do something there, but let's play around Sabrina. And realistically, they can't do too much damage next turn, so we'll just leave it at that. No reason to give him the him only knockout and have Marshall swing for 100 when we could just chip damage the Darkrai. I mean, chip damage with Darkrai. Interesting that they would. Whoops. Interesting that they would do the helmet on the routes and not set up the second routes. All right, here. So now we have a game. Let's go first for the free knockout. Yeah, this. Unless I'm missing something, I think this is just game, right? Because we go here. Yeah, it's just GG's. All right, we get to go second against Metal, which you have to assume is the Dialga deck, but regardless, it's a good thing that we're going first, right? There's Arceus. So yeah, safe to. This is one of the decks that, in the tournament, you just couldn't really counter what you were doing, unless it was like the Carnivine list. But clearly, we see the Metal Energy right there. I think in the Ursi Day they went against it was 3 in Swiss, 2 in Top Cut, and they only lost to one of them. So, all right, let's go. I guess technically we could research first, just to, because we already have the Weavile, so it's not like we're digging for anything crazy. There's the Sabrina. Yeah, so really hoping for Darkrai here, but yeah, I don't know. Like, there's something about the recording today where our luck has just not been there. But there's also no reason to play around like the Rocky Helmet. They won't be attacking for a while, so it's best that we go aggressive. Unfortunately, we only would trade 20 for 20 here. Yeah, the perfect draw off a Pokeball there would have been Darkrai to already tag for 20 and just pass, and then next turn be dealing a lot more damage, but ultimately it's the same math almost. Let's see here, Potion to get it right back to full, so we didn't do much. Actually, we didn't do anything, but we do already have the energy on Sneasel. So if this research gets us to Darkrai, we're cooking, right? Okay, this Pokeball is definitely getting us there. That is guaranteed at this point. So we'll go Darkrai. The question is, do we want to... I think with Cyrus, well, we'll just take out the Arceus, because worst case... Yeah, let's do it like this. I'm not committing cards to the board when I could have easily researched. Let's research now, I guess. Even though our hand couldn't get any better, really. Or I stand corrected. That's essentially better. The reason I'm not going to cape on the Weavile is that putting it at 140 doesn't do too much. And it's going to take damage from Dialga, the helmet, I'd much rather have Cape on Darkrai in the back, be at 160 where Arceus can't hit it in any way, shape, or form for enough damage. Yeah, so now here with Arceus, we put him down to 50. So like even if they have a second potion, the most of the go 70, they would need potion and a shaman. And not only now they need Leaf for the Dialga to even be relevant. We're in a really good spot right here, is all I'm trying to say here. Okay, so they didn't even have the out there. That's perfect. So let's go. Part of me wants to like get super aggressive with it, but without a bench, we could take it slow really. So let's just go here. Like I'm aware they're probably holding all the defense, like I mean all the secondary options here. But at this point we don't mind. Because they're gonna go Dialga lead. We hit Dialga for 90 damage next turn. Then they could, if they want, they could take the Weavile. That's fine, you know? Yeah, we're in a position where we can't lose. Like maybe I'm missing something, maybe I'm not seeing a certain play, but they already researched, so they're not going to be able to manipulate with like Sabrina or Cyrus. Well, actually, Cyrus was irrelevant here, but yeah. There's the Shaman. Yeah, so thanks to the fact that we do have I almost want to set up start setting up this Darkrai, even though it doesn't come up, right? It doesn't matter. Like, cause technically we could even Sabrina and start dealing damage like that, but there's no need. We have double Cyrus Sabrina. We can have full control of the situation here. Okay, another reason we don't cape any of the Darkrai's yet is for the fact that they can't Geo the Arceus swing and Sabrina at the same time. And just making sure I have everything taken note of. Yeah, so we hit them down to 60 here. The most they could heal up to is 70, 90. 90 with the potion alongside Shaman. 100 if they have a second Shaman somehow. Not common. That's not common like deck building though. So yeah, here, regardless of whether they swap into the Arceus or whatever, we have the Cyrus to bring it out. Yeah, and the fact that you have this play, like this matchup, there's nothing crazy of what happened here, right? Technically, they were a turn behind with Dialga, but mathematically, I don't know if that actually like mattered, because we did have ways of manipulating if like Dialga was in the front, or like pressuring the Arceus that whatever they try to do, we kind of had an answer for. So yeah, just having that ability to compete so well against what quote unquote or like participation wise is not only the most popular but the best deck is what put this deck over the top. And unfortunately, we probably will see a Rising Grass, but for the time being, it was a great meta call from the player that won. And honestly, I just love to see it because as you see, I got my Rainbow Darkrai. There's just a big fan of the deck. GG's to our opponent though. All right, going first against water. Well, we do have the evolution advantage here, but Sneasel might get a little bit bullied here. Okay, never mind. Manaphy gives us... Actually, this is ideal, if you think about it. We also have guaranteed Darkrai off of just Pokeballs, because even if this gets Sneasel, the next one guarantees the Darkrai. Yeah, we're actually in a really, really good spot here. Due to like Manaphy's like, what's the word? I'm trying to think about it, but now it's blanking. I guess, the passiveness. Like the fact that Manaphy's so passive allows us to like, although we're going first and we have to kind of like set up what we're going to try to do, we don't get punished for it because they're going to take their time like building up their own situation. Yeah, although this shows zero gameplay from my side, it's like a perfect example of like what makes this deck so good in this current format, because it's literally filled with Dialga Arceus fighting decks like the Gallade we've went against, and now you see water, and convincingly we've been able to beat all of them. All right, going second against what could be the mirror match. Unfortunately, we started Darkrai, but fortunately, we are going second, so you know. Okay, and they started Jordan, so not too much pressure on like how to get there. Although I would have preferred not to have Darkrai up front, if I'm being honest. Let's see what the Pokeball gets them. This seems to be like the... It could be the standard Jordan, like it could be Magnezone, it could be Greninja. I don't assume, like I don't expect Weavile, like the Weavile version, to be playing Jordan, so maybe it's like the Arceus Crobat situation going on. I don't know, that's a lot of cards going. Like how many basics are in that list? Unfortunately we saw all our Cyruses, because had we seen Sabrina, we'd be in a pretty good spot here. But yeah, another thing that I'm not looking forward to is, I guess Cape mitigates the damage that Jordan's gonna do to us. But yeah, unless we draw a Sneasel or a second Darkrai anytime soon, we're not in a really good spot here. Okay, there's a Sneasel. We'll take that. Set up Sneasel. Not looking too good, if I'm being honest. Realistically, they would need Leaf and Geo along with another basic to like even do anything. So I almost even want like Mars, because they're just holding 5 cards there, like it's all good. But putting them to 3, but maybe at the point that we Mars when they put us to 1, I don't know. We'll see. We'll get there. I'll hold Mars for now. They're setting up Darkrai, which makes perfect sense. Alright, we'll research. What we're looking for exactly is... I don't know, I wouldn't be able to really describe what we're looking for. Let's go here. And I feel like Potion here really forces their hand, although we could hold Potion and just Cape. Because Cape would also put us at 140. Now let's Potion. So that way they don't have the Leaf into Arceus play available. They'd have to charge Darkrai to do that extra 20. And let's put out the Sneasel. Yeah, ideally we would have been building up a second Darkrai, but we didn't see it, so. Yeah, so they were building. Honestly, this list that they have, I feel like it has way too much going on. Granted, if you look at my like how to beat the challenge, the expert battles with just with no trainers, you're literally looking at like the list that I was playing for that. But I wonder, are they gonna go Leaf and be aggressive? Are they gonna buy a turn? Alright, so they decided to be aggressive. But again, they could Leaf, but they couldn't Geo. And then the Cape makes it where we don't fall under the... We have 2 options now. One option being We could Cyrus out Drotagon. Yeah, there's no reason not to, right? With double Cyrus. Yeah, let's grab Drotagon here. Again, had we been setting up another Darkrai, would a much better situation. But you know, if they play it correctly, they just give a Zubat. I'm not gonna lie. I did not play around that, so that's on me. Like if they give us either Darkrai or Arceus, they're just misplaying. Yeah, that was a clear play, so that's on me for not playing around that. Yeah, I guess I should have played. Yeah, I could have played it better. Could have played it better because 100% the correct play was to just deal as much damage to that Arceus, and then at any point we could have Cyrus the Drotagon, and then the play that I just did. So again, but we do have 5 energy on this Darkrai that had we had a second Darkrai to build up, we would have been in way better. Not only a way better spot, we would have won. Is the way to put that, honestly. Yeah, had I just committed the 100 damage onto this Arceus, it would have been at 60 at most. It could go back up to like 80 or something, which granted is beats the threshold of Weavile. So not sure if they're on potion. Oh, this Arceus is barely hitting here, huh? However, we have 0 energy on it, so yeah, nah. Clearly played it incorrectly, but we do get Arceus. I mean, Darkrai here. A little late though, but we could always Mars, buy us some time. I don't even know what the game plan would be. Yeah, no, the win condition there would have been to back this up, like back up the first Darkrai with another Darkrai swinging for just as much. Because Darkrai is a guaranteed 100 damage per turn. Yeah, here all they need is either a Geo or 2 Pokemon on the bench. All right, maybe there's a way where we finesse this. Let's go research. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, now I'm just doing a lot of nothing that loses to the first Sabrina, Cyrus, and either any of those cards that they see, we just lose to it. I was like, Drotagon's interesting, but it does make them swing for more. Well, we are drawing exactly the cards we need to like stay in the game, but we're trying to do the impossible here, honestly. However, if they do miss on Weavile, I mean on Sabrina or Cyrus, we do win here. And we'll cape to play around the third basic Pokemon. Yeah, funny enough, we somehow almost clawed back, but yeah, all they have to do here is draw a Sabrina or Cyrus off the top in his game. But wait. That's clearly what they drew off the top, so... Did we actually do it? Like if that oh wait, yeah, they leave. Never mind, we completely did it. Somehow. Granted, it was a masterclass of what not to do. So yeah, you just saw how both Darkrai's players should not play. But we did get it, huh? GG's somehow. I could have probably made that more interesting with more commentary, but the entire time I thought I was lost and I was just playing it out. That's one way to end the video.